Welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We just finished clearing out a camp that was being assaulted by Darkspawn. We didn't get to actually save any of the refugees who were under attack. However, we did kill all the Darkspawn, and now we have Zevran as a member of our party. He was the assassin who tried to kill us in the previous episode, so let's move on.
Of course.
Why is this not working? There we go. Okay, here's our map. Now we can go to this area first. I think that is a good course of action. Just so we can clear that up. And I'm inclined to go and do Soldier's Peak, but at the same time I kind of am tempted to save it until later in the game. It's good to get earlier, just so that I have a storage location, because I think I've mentioned this previously in one of the earlier episodes, but if you clear out or do the DLC at Soldier's Peak, after you've completed it, it gives you a vault that you can store items in. And that basically allows you to save items without actually having to walk around with them in your backpack, which can clear up a lot of your backpack space. So it's quite useful. Quite. Oh, well, so we're going to Civil War first. I'm tempted to... Yeah, I'm still tempted to do that DLC, but...
Get your arses off Ben Talman's land. We won't bend needle Logain.
Logain is the regent. He demands your...
We're not Orlesian lickspittles. We owe no man our allegiance. Leave!
Take their lands by force, men. Regent's orders.
Enemies.
Yeah, so Logain, as usual, making a complete ass of himself.
Ahead.
Your head will make loud crunching noises.
Oh, I didn't have this turned on for whatever reason.
King Kalen!
I will not falter.
I cannot be defeated.
And there we go. That was fairly quick. We actually saved some people this time. Why can't we do that when the Darkspawn are attacking?
We showed those Logain upstarts.
Sure we did. It was totally us, not just one person. So if we go over here, this is to visit elves. If we go over here, that's to visit the dwarves. This is to go and find the Urn of Sacred Ashes. That's where Brother Gen TV's notes pointed to. And we found those notes in Denerim. That was like fairly early on in the playthrough. Other than those three, we have the option to go to Soldier's Peak. I'm still very tempted to do Soldier's Peak. Very, very tempted. What would Elia want to do most? She's probably had enough a bit of the religious stuff. She is an elf, so it might make sense that she wants to go see what the elves are all about. She hasn't actually met elves living outside of the circle, for the most part, other than a couple of servants that we met in Redcliffe. So it'd be interesting to see what the Dalish are like. Yeah, let's do that. Of course, we get attacked along the way. As usual, nothing ever goes smoothly. Everybody on that fella right there.
Fight short.
Did it seriously just say I missed? Are you serious? Why is he dying so easily? You should be healing.
Some solid rock. Yes.
Yes.
Now everybody go ahead and attack that fella.
Realized.
No
Shall we
mercy.
compete for points?
Alright,
As you say.
that's everyone. Barbarian helmet. I don't know why these... Oh, I guess they're bandits. That makes sense. That they would just randomly ambush travelers. How do we get out of here? Over here. Okay. Onwards to see the elves. Of course,
Hold,
we
outsider.
see them immediately.
You may be of my kind, but you are not Dalish. Why are you here?
I wish to enter your camp.
Why?
Okay. I'd like to take advantage of your hospitality.
We are in no position to offer hospitality right now, even to a flat ear. Unless you've other business, I suggest you go.
Oh, why can't you offer me hospitality? What's wrong?
It is not my place to explain such things.
Well, then, I'd like to speak with your leader.
I see. Perhaps that is best. I will take you to the Keeper, and he can decide if your business is sufficient to remain in the camp. Come with me.
I see we have guests.
Lovely. It's a whole colony.
Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
I understand, but this one claims to have important business with our people.
I see. Tell me, stranger, what business could you possibly have with us? We have our own issues we must deal with, as you can see.
And what issues are those?
Answer my question first. If I agree with you, I will indulge your curiosity at length.
I came to speak to you about the Blight.
A Grey Warden, then. I suspected as much. You might have simply said so to begin with. Masirinus Mithra, you may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zathrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are?
Call me Elia.
If you came to bring news of the Blight in the south, it is not needed. I had already sensed its corruption. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not. I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me.
Some kind of plague, maybe?
The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped, but we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
Indeed. Werewolves. Right. So there are actual werewolves in this forest.
There was a time in Ferelden's history when werebeasts roamed the lands in great numbers. Spirits possessed animals and turned them into horrific monsters. The humans warred against and destroyed these creatures. No doubt their tales of those days grow ever more inaccurate.
Flemeth tells tales of such a time. Packs of possessed wolves akin to abominations roaming the land. It was a terrible age, now long past.
The werebeasts are not all gone from this land, and the ones that stalk the Brazilian forests are proof of this.
Surely you must have some warriors to spare.
Not enough to make a difference for you, and not simultaneously leave us defenseless.
Why did the beasts attack you?
They are savage and unrelenting. They need no reason to attack anyone. What is curious, however, is the ambush. We expect werewolves to be no more cunning than a rabid wolf. The ambush suggests a level of intelligence we've never seen before.
Well, maybe they're not as unintelligent as you might think.
I doubt that. The very curse that is in their blood fills them with an unreasoning rage that precludes any true thought.
And there's no way to help your men.
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself, and that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
But you're gonna ask it anyhow, right?
I would not ask such a thing of anyone. You asked, did you not? Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
And if I helped you, what will you give me?
We would assist with the Blight, of course, and you would have our gratitude.
Alright, good. Well, let's hope you don't forget it.
Anyone who would undertake such danger for our benefit would be remembered for it. Few have who are not one of our own.
Indeed. But that does imply that some have, who are not one of your own. Which is basically anyone who's not Dalish, so. Alright, you said could perhaps destroy the curse?
There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect.
Of course.
But it's the only hope we have left.
Alright. I'll find Witherfang.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
So, abominations? Well, do you have any equipment I can use?
Then I suggest you see Master Verathorn. I will instruct him to put aside some supplies for you, the kind that the hunters use.
Very well. And, yeah, I might have some questions.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
Okay. How do I find Witherfang, and do you have any advice?
Watch for the white wolves. They are his eyes and ears in the forest.
Okay, tell me more about the curse that the hunters suffer from.
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
Any werewolf. So if a werewolf bites me, then I'll become infected?
It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten.
Why are we undergoing this task, then? Well, how do you know if you've been infected by the curse?
You will know within a matter of days.
Days.
You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild and uncontrollable. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even more swiftly. Your mission at that point will be rather personal.
Indeed. How did this curse start?
That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish.
Sure, I guess. So did all the werewolves everywhere stem from this Witherfang?
No. The ones from this forest, however, do.
So that suggests that there's werewolves elsewhere. It's not really a spoiler, so I am just gonna come out and say it. You don't really see any werewolves in any of the other games. Although it's possible to meet something similar. And I'll end it there. Alright. I want to ask about something else. I should go.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Okay. Codex. Oh, we got a few of them. Witherfang, Zevran. This would have come last episode. And Zathrian. Alright. We don't really need the controls one. Why is this highlighted? Mark all as red. There you go. Talk with Lanaya.
Underanitation, Grey Warden. My name is Lanaya. I am Zathrian's first, what you might call an apprentice, perhaps. I've been studying under the Keeper all my life. I am a bit curious of the outside world. Do you mind if I ask you a question or two?
I mean, you just asked me a question right there.
What an odd thing to say. I mean about the outside world, of course.
Alright, well, if you like, go ahead.
I hear the human cities are very large, thousands upon thousands of souls all packed together in their houses. Is that true?
So we've been in Denerim. And we've been in Redcliffe. but we haven't really been in any other cities, and they were dense. So, and it was larger than the eye could see. Both of these two would make sense. Why don't you go and see a city for yourself?
No, I could never leave the clan. My duties here are important to my people, and to me. No doubt I would not even find my way. I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that.
I thought, you being elven, that you might have personal knowledge of such things. I should not assume. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have one more question, though I'm not sure you can answer it. Do the humans ever regret what they did to us?
I can't really tell. I haven't seen anything.
I understand. One cannot expect to see the questions of history answered on human faces. A poet once wrote of them before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons, they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
Sure. Tell me about yourself, I suppose.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
And what does the keeper do?
A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other.
How did you come to the Dalish if you were so young?
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
So she's implying something a little more than just being a servant. We could do the insensitive thing anyway, though. How bad could it be? At least you weren't dead.
Oh, there were many times I wished I were dead. I would cry myself to sleep wishing these men would let me die and join my parents at last. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
Still very vague. Didn't give us any details. But if you've played the City Elf Origins, you already know that they kind of dodge around saying particular words, like rape. So, what can you tell me about Zathrian?
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has
that
been
might
for a
very
very
well
long
be
time.
true, but he was
is also a very good
reluctant.
man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
Lost much? What has he lost?
He lost his family a very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific.
Well, Zafrian told us to ask you about anything that we might need, and he wasn't willing to answer himself, but now you're telling us that you don't know the circumstances, so that's just frustrating. There are rumors about Dalish being hostile. We experienced a hint of it, but not really a whole lot. If we were any other race other than an elf, we would have experienced quite a bit of more hostility than we've experienced so far. So this question would make a lot more sense. So I'm just going to go with Ashigo.
As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Yes. Okay. So there's quests there. More codex stuff. We'll go and open that up so you can take a look. It's just information about elven gods. So that's 2 gods, Selaise and Andruil. There should be more statues around the camp someplace that we can go and find. Sure. Let's talk with this fella here.
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Ferrothorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Ferrothorn.
And so they should. Truly the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. Now then, please forgive my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need?
Before we continue, he mentioned a word called Durgenlin. That is their word for dwarves. So, just so you know what they're talking about. What exactly do you make here?
I'm the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
So we actually find this out in later games, but that is completely not true that you only find ironbark in this forest. Because in other games, you are able to find it in different areas. Like much different areas. Areas that are not even part of Ferelden. So, just complete and utter BS. What if I found some ironbark for you?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
What kind of item would you make?
I excel in making blades from the ironbark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is.
Sweet. Alright, I'll take a look when I'm in the forest.
That would please me, so long as our hunters come first.
And I was told that you could supply me with equipment.
Yes, the keeper sent word that you might ask me for such. I took the liberty of assembling some goods that our hunters use. There is a large chest by the Araville where I put everything we could spare. Feel free to sort through it and take whatever you need.
Okay, I'd like to barter with you while I'm here.
I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
So he says he's not a merchant. However, he does have goods that you can trade, and so he's basically a merchant. I don't remember actually ever having purchased this silver brooch before. I might have to get that. I want to see if it'll do anything special for any of the companions that I have. I don't think it will. It seems like something that Wynn would use, but I'll experiment with it off screen, and then if I find anything awesome about it, I'll show you all. I don't have anything to sell really other than the loot. I guess some of this stuff maybe. Oh, I forgot that the barbarian helmet dropped. I can give that to possibly Severin? Possibly, maybe not, I don't know, it's hard to say. He has Dalish armor there. Does he have Dalish boots? He does. Okay, so I'm gonna get that and that. I'll sell the barbarian thing. Might as well sell this too. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Dalish. Now he has a new set equipped. New set bonus too. Increased damage. A little bit less armor. Well, not really. About the same. Or more. Actually, yeah, I guess it'd be more armor. Yeah. Interesting. Cool. I like it. Okay. Now finish selling equipment to Mr.
What do you wish?
Just a barter.
I am no merchant, but let us trade.
Yeah, you already
Perhaps
said
there's
that.
something here which will be of value to you.
Open up the shop. Lesser potions, sell those. Acid flask. Get rid of these weapons. None of them are useful or needed. Get rid of all the leather stuff. And I think that's good for the most part. I don't need the green stone. There we go. Take whatever's in this crate. Just some money. So this thing here with the wheels is the air valve, and this is the chest that he was referring to. Just more stuff that I can sell, of course. There's a quest down there. Possibly go down there in a bit. Oh, herbs. I actually think we have plenty of herbs as is, so it might be somewhat redundant to go around and collect all of those. Oh, Elgernon. Lore about Elgernon. So that's another one of the elven gods. There for your reading pleasure, should you choose.
It's too bad you don't have a clan of your own.
We already did that one. Oh, another one. June. Perfect. So that's another one of the gods. I guess it was just that one page. I should have noticed that. We'll talk with Athras.
Andaranetitian, stranger. I am Athras. I hope the others have not been too harsh in their treatment of you.
Well, not so far. They've been a bit suspicious, though.
It is not our intention to insult a Grey Warden. We are simply wrapped up in the plight of our hunters. It is easy to forget simple niceties at such a time. I understand you will search for the wolves in the Brazilian forest. I would join you, but Zathrian has forbidden me.
Forbidden you?
We are banned from entering the forest now. I have more cause than most, but I will not disobey my keeper.
Why do you want to enter the forest?
I suppose there's no harm in telling a fellow elf, but surely you have greater concerns than any problem of mine, no?
I don't like that it's a persuade option, but I'd like to hear about it.
Well, perhaps you could help me with it. I would certainly appreciate anything you could do. My wife Dalish and I both fought the werewolves in the ambush. She was injured so gravely, the curse spread rapidly in her. Zathrian fought hard to ease her pain, but there was little he could do. And though he says that Dalish is dead, he will not let me see her body. I am beginning to believe she became a werewolf, and that it is being kept from me so I do not go chasing after her.
And if she was a werewolf, and the elf chased her and then found her, what then? Sweet, blissful reunion?
I don't know. Maybe she would know me as her love, even still?
More likely she would love to eat you.
If I could just know if Delilah is alive or what happened to her, then I could be at peace.
Oh, I love Shale. Perhaps I could tell Zathrian to tell the truth.
No. It would be very rude to accuse the Keeper of lying. I know he means well. I just need to know. One way or another. If you were in the forest, perhaps you might come across her, alive or dead. Any news would be better than none. And in return, I would be happy to gift you an amulet made by our craftsmen. It may fetch you some coin in the human lands.
An amulet. She's probably dead, you know.
I can only cling to a faint hope. Or rest once I find out the truth.
Oh, it actually gave the quest. Interesting. I don't know, for some reason I thought that would actually deny the quest. Let's talk with Mithra. These are the people that we met on coming in.
I trust there are no hard feelings about my questioning of you when you arrived. We Dalish must protect ourselves from trouble at all times.
I mean, it wasn't too harsh, I suppose. But do others truly trouble you so much?
These days, very little to tell the truth, for we've established a fearsome reputation amongst the Shemlin. We must still be vigilant, however. Not that I would expect an outsider to understand, but there you have it. We do what we must. You might have just told me you were a Grey Warden and saved me the grief, though I suppose I can hardly blame your caution. But I wish you good fortune with your task. Dareth Shiral.
Fair enough. We can talk to her more, but I don't care enough. I think we already got that little thing over there. Yeah, we did. Okay. It's a bunch of sick people.
I'm sorry, but
Nothing
I must
important.
attend to our ailing fallen.
There's a couple of people in this area that have a lot to say. I'm not sure if I want to actually talk with them or not. At least...
Yes.
we might as well. We've already been going around talking with people. But I'll get this Fen'Harel. It's another one of the gods in the Elven Pantheon. Information about Fen'Harel. There you go. More people over there we can talk to. Alright. Let's go ahead and talk with this fella, Cameron.
Hello?
Why are you cringing? Speak up!
That is, we
Are you daft? What's the matter?
I am sorry. I didn't mean to offend you in any way.
Well, you're about to if you keep this up.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to dealing with outsiders. Though we do get people like you from time to time. Elves from the city, I mean. I am Kamen, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
So, in actual fact, Elia is likely from a city, but she doesn't even remember that because, as far as she's concerned, she grew up in the circle. So, be one and stop wishing for it.
Never mind. Just go away and leave me alone.
What? You can't do that to me.
I told you to leave me alone.
Yeah, you did. I don't really care for your attitude.
Look, please just go away. I'm not worth your trouble. I told you to leave me alone.
Tell me what your problem is.
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
Tell me before I kick your head in.
Before you... all right. I suppose it makes no difference. I've been an apprentice for too long. To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself. A boar or a wolf or something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But The real problem is Gaina.
I'm getting stalker vibes. Girl problems, I see?
She's my heart's desire. I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me. I feel so helpless. I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
Can I ask you some questions?
I don't think there's anything I can tell you. My clanmates in the camp would be better at that.
Oh, come
There's
on.
nothing more for us to speak of. Go away.
Look, if you'll just listen.
No. Leave me be.
Alright, what a piece. Let's go talk with Gaina.
Andaran Atishan, outsider.
You're Gaina, correct? Cayman mentioned you.
You spoke to him? What did he say?
He said if he was lucky, he would bed you soon.
He didn't! Kamen would never say such a thing!
I assure you, he did! Before the season's end, apparently.
That he would speak of such things to an outsider! That fair-skinned calf! I'll tell him exactly what he'll get! Kamen? How dare you!
What? But Gaina...
Don't even start with your excuses! I already know what you've been saying. Did you really think I was so simple?
Please, let me explain, Gaina.
No, you will never have me, Kamen. Never! Don't you ever talk to me again!
Gaina!
Yes! Brilliant. I couldn't help it. I love that. That's great. Maybe Zevran can open this.
This
Nope.
won't take long.
Obviously it will take long, because you can't do it. Let's see if he has anything to say after that.
She's gone now. Lost to me forever. Here. Take this. I was going to give it to her for our bonding. But now, I don't even want to see it. Please, just leave me be.
So we got a codex, Tale of Aloran. You can go ahead and read that if you'd like. I'm tempted to go talk with Gaina one more time before I talk with that guy. Oh, she's not here. Where'd she go? She disappeared. Doesn't matter. Yeah, she's gone. Alright, let's just talk with Sorel.
I see Gaina and Kamen are no longer a pair. A petty thing for you to do.
They were never a pair. Whatever. What do you know about werewolves?
We know only what Zathrian has told us over the years. I never saw one myself until the attack.
And how does one fight them?
The hunters say they have strength and speed far beyond what's ordinary, and are as tough as such beasts come. Like wolves, they hunt in packs so as to combine their strength. But in the end, a blade kills them as surely as it does any other. What you need to fear is their bite. If you're infected, you are done. Though not right away, and not all at once.
Basically like super rabies that turns you into another werewolf if you get infected. Is there a way to prevent being afflicted by their curse?
Other than not to get bitten? Not that I know of.
Fair enough. And do they have any strange abilities?
As you know, they can shapeshift into wolves, allowing them to hide amidst the true wolves.
So they're not always wolves. They can go from wolf to werewolf. Apparently. Okay. How does one fight them. We already said that. Is there a way to prevent? No. If they're so mindless, how did they ambush you?
Some of us have wondered. The Keeper says they are simply cunning, that any beast can lie in wait. But this seemed more than that.
It was planned. These are no simple beasts.
Then the real question is why the Keeper would insist that it is not so.
Why would he lie?
I do not believe he would. But even the wisest of men do not always see the truth in front of them, nor do they always wish to.
That actually is a fair point. And we're done with the werewolf questions.
You need something else from us, or no?
I should go.
As you wish.
So actually, you can ask him more about lore, about the forest and stuff, but it didn't give us the option. Maybe if I talk to him again, it'll provide that option.
We few wanderers greet you, friend. We do not see many of our city brethren here in the woods. Would you help us break our fast?
Sure, why not? I'd like it.
Come then and sit. Join us by the fire. I am Cyril, the clan's tale-teller. I understand you are venturing into the haunted forest to save our hunters. I suspect your efforts may be in vain. An entire group of our hunters went into the forest to do as you intend, and they have not returned.
Well, if I'm lucky, maybe I can find them.
An outsider to the rescue, but of course. What were we doing?
I don't like your attitude.
Solve our own problems.
Your attitude is getting annoying.
Then perhaps I should be silent, and allow an outsider to decide our fate. Creators willing, they have been so kind to our people in the past.
Stop this, Errol. This outsider has done us little good. But would you turn away help for our people simply because of the hand that offered it?
You shame me, Lethalan. I have allowed my bitterness to cloud my better judgment. Forgive me, Grey Warden. It is most difficult to forget the lessons the Shemlin have taught us.
It is even more difficult when you live amongst them, trust me.
Perhaps I can yet make amends. Stay while I spin a tale for our children. And then I will tell you of the forest if you desire.
So that was Zevran talking. You couldn't quite see him perfectly because Shale was in the way. But whatever. Alright, sure, I want to know about the forest now.
Then I'll tell you what I know. Our legends say that before the Shemlin came, the Brazilian forest was a place of our ancestors that predated even our oldest homeland. The people of the Imperium came here and gave the forest its name. If they found traces of our ancestors, we cannot say. If they did, those elves were slain or enslaved. We know only that a great many battles were fought here. These trees grow upon the graves of those who fell, Shemlin and elves both.
What does that have to do with the werewolves?
So much death in one place tore the veil into the beyond. The Shemlin know the beyond as the Fade, the place of dreams and spirits. When the veil is torn, spirits pass into our world freely. The legends say that one great spirit possessed the wolf that became Witherfang, who passed its curse of rage onto men and created werewolves.
And Witherfang still exists today.
So Zathrian insists. He says that Witherfang does not age as the werewolves do. Witherfang is as much spirit as it is beast, and thus it is immortal. Perhaps it cannot even be slain. At the very least, it is old and powerful, much as Zathrian himself.
So that implies that Zathrian is way older than most of the elves around here. How many werewolves are there?
No one knows. When the Shemlin lived in these parts, the curse would spread anew to a few of them with each passing year. They would run off into the forest, never to be seen again. Eventually, all the Shemlin left. One assumes the werewolves survive by passing their curse to their offspring. They have had no new blood. Until now, that is.
And there were battles in the forest?
Who can say what value the Imperium placed on this land? And how many elves died here, in slavery? Even the barbarians, who came to overthrow the Imperium, fought and died on this soil.
By Imperium, he's referring to Tevinter, the Tevinter Imperium. It's basically a place that's run by mages who hold all the power in their society, and at one point in the past of Thedas, they actually owned everything to the south of Tevinter, and Tevinter is quite far north from here, so they spread across quite a significant portion of land. So there are many spirits in the forest.
The forest is said to be haunted. Spirits possess the trees, the wolves, even the bodies of the dead. They yearn for true life, you see.
That's all I need to know.
One last warning. The forest is like a thing alive. It changes as it wills, closing paths behind you and opening up new ones. Too many have become lost within, unable to find their way out. Were I you, I would endeavor not to make the forest my enemy.
So, not only in that conversation, but in conversations that we had all throughout this camp, there were hints of foreshadowing. So, you may or may not pick up on that as we explore the forest later.
What is that smell? Must we muck about in the animal pens now?
Gillenane. That's one of the other gods. I think I went too fast in the middle part there, so I'll just redo that. There we go. Yeah, that's better.
Who comes? Oh, it is you, stranger. You startled me.
Well, I wasn't trying to sneak up on you.
I made no accusation. I have no fear of you, despite your reputation. I was
What's that
simply
supposed to mean?
preoccupied with the Hala and did not hear your approach. For a moment, I thought you a wolf.
And who are you?
My name is Alora. I am the master herder in charge of caring for the Hala. Not as exciting as being a Grey Warden, but the Hala are vital to us.
And what is a Hala?
They are the noble beasts that pull our Aravel. What humans call land ships. They are our companions and our guides.
So, they pull the Aravel, and the Aravel are those big wagon things that they use to not only carry stuff, but also to house themselves, in a sense. So, they're essentially the equivalent of horses, from what that would imply. However, as we'll find out, she insists that is not the case. They're not your mounts?
We ride the Hala, but never with reins or a saddle. It is the Hala who decide where to lead us, and our privilege that they take our Aravel with them. In return, it's the herder's job to speak to the Hala and care for their needs. It's a bond of friendship, and not servitude.
Yes. So they do insist that, and that can be the case with horses as well. However, they imply that it's never the case with horses and with humans. So it's a little bit of an internal bias going on here. So why have you separated this one from the others?
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us, but it would still be lethal, and it may prove contagious to the other Hala as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery, for her sake as well as that of the others.
Anything I can do to help?
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful.
Pretend to examine the Hala.
Your techniques are strange to me. Can you tell anything?
You are right, this animal is suffering.
Ah, it is as I thought then. Then there is no point in delaying the inevitable. Let us make an end to it. Lonely Hala, lost in the rain. See the lights, how they shine in the sky. Let them guide your way home. Dara Shiral, my dearest friend, farewell. It is customary for the herder to take the antlers of a fallen Hala. I give them to you, friend. Bring them to Master Verathorn and he will make you a gift from them.
What kind of gift?
A keepsake, to remember our fallen by. Masiranus for the kindness you have shown today.
New codex. Go ahead and do that. Aravels. That basically just explains more about the Aravels. Has creatures, probably Hala. Yep, Hala. And there we go. Nothing over there, don't worry about it. I think there is an herb around the corner, but just a waste of time. We'll go talk with Master Verathorn. See what this is about.
Yes? What is it now?
Laura told me I could bring these horns to you.
Ah, so the Hala is dead at last, is she? I told Elora it was better to end it sooner than later. But the Hala are her province, poor girl. Our tradition dictates that we honor our fallen friends by reshaping their horns into keepsakes. Come, apprentice. Let us begin. And we are done. The apprentice did an excellent job, I think. Treasure it, for it is the last gift the Hala can bequeath.
And what exactly did you give? Halahorn, that's what he gave, okay. Mental resistance, so nothing important. And we got this from that whiny kid that we were talking to, Galen or something like that. He was the one that was trying to bed the other elf girl, and instead of helping him to do that, we told her of his intentions with some slight exaggerations and embellishment, and caused them to hate each other. And he gave us this because he no longer has purpose for it. We're actually going to end the episode here for now. We'll go into the forest next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe, give the video a like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.